Hello everyone, my name is Ramneet Kaur and I am a NEET aspirant of Urban Institutes. Today we will discuss about complex permanent tissues. Before that, let's know what are permanent tissues. Permanent tissues are those tissues which has lost their ability for division. That is, they have attained a definite shape, size and form. These permanent tissues are divided as simple and complex permanent tissues. Simple tissues, as name suggests, they are too simple. They are made up of same type of cells, that is homogeneous cells. Simple tissues are parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Then complex tissues, these as the name suggests, it's complex, it's complicated. So it's made up of different kind of cells, that is heterogeneous cells, but these cells form the same function. These cells perform the same function. These complex permanent tissues are as xylem and phloem, which both are as vascular conducting tissues. Xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem are again further divided. Xylem is divided as tracheids, trachea, xylem fibers, xylem parenchyma. It means that xylem is formed up of these cells. Then phloem is as sieve tube, sieve cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. First, let's know about xylem. Xylem is equal to wood. Xylem and wood are same. Its name was given by Nageli. Its name was given by Nageli. Now let's know about the first kind of cells present in xylem, that are tracheids. What are tracheids? Tracheids are elongated cells with tapering ends. With tapering ends, like these are pointed ends. With tapering ends, as these are tapering ends. And these develop from procambial cells by lignification. What is lignification? Here is the deposition of thickening material on their cells. They are about 1 mm in length. These are so tiny that they are only about 1 mm in length and are devoid of protoplasm. What function is of protoplasm here is that if they are devoid of protoplasm, it means that these cells are dead cells. They are no longer living cells. Then types of tracheids. Tracheids are of another 5 types as annular, spiral, reticulate, scleriform and pitted. And the diagrams of these types are given here. Annular, lignin is deposited in the form of rings. Lignin is the thickening material here. It is formed in the form of rings, in the circular rings as seen in the diagram A. Spiral, lignin is deposited in the form of spirals as can be seen in the diagram B. Reticulate, lignin is deposited in the form of many spirals which intercross each other to form network as seen in diagram C. Scleriform, lignin occurs in the form of incomplete transverse bands. We can see these bands are incomplete and it gives it a ladle-like appearance. Then it's seen in the diagram D. Pitted, lignin is deposited everywhere except for few areas which remains unthickened. At some places it is thickened and at some places it is unthickened, that is lignin is not deposited at those places. Then pitted is again of 2 types, that is simple pits and bordered pits. Simple pits are those where width of pit is uniform throughout, that is the thickness is uniform, is same throughout the tissue. And bordered pits, such pits have flask-like cavity with narrow aperture and wide base. Next types of cells are trachea or vessels. These are the cells of xylem. Vessels are made up of row of cells placed one above the other with the intersecting walls absent due to dissolution. These are like a vessel here and another vessel present over another. This is one above the other. They again like protoplasm, so they are also dead. Lumen is varied. Vessels are found mainly in angiosperm. These vessels are found mainly in angiosperms. And tracheids were found mainly in gymnosperm and very less in angiosperm. They are mainly found in gymnosperms only. On the basis of vessels would have been classified as non-porous woods, that is they lack vessels, for example gymnosperm. Porous woods, they bears vessels. Then porous wood is at ring porous wood, that is vessels are arranged in ring-like fashion. Then is diffuse porous wood vessels are uniformly scattered xylem. It is scattered at some places. And the example of ring porous wood is quercus, whereas that of diffuse porous wood is populus and salix. Trachea or vessels are also of different kinds, as we have done about tracheids. Annular, that is ring-like. Annular, that is ring-like. Spiral, that is spiral-like. Lumen is deposited in the form of spirals. Reticulate, many spirals are present but they intercross each other. Scleriform, it gives it a ladder-like appearance. Pitted, at some places lumen is thickened, but at some places it is not present, that is, it is unthickened at those places. So now we will do about major differences between tracheids and vessels. Tracheids is formed of single cell, whereas vessel is formed of many cells. Tracheids is formed of single cell only, but vessel is formed of many cells. Tracheids are comparatively narrower as compared to vessels, bear more thickened walls, that is more lumen is deposited, and narrow lumen. More thickened wall means more lignin is present in, whereas narrow lumen is also present there. Tracheid is only of 1 mm in size, that is, they are so tiny, but vessels, these are of several centimeters. They are not so tiny as compared to tracheids. Now let's learn about xylem fibers, another kind of cells present in xylem. These are scleromatous cells. These are scleromatous cells, and their main function is to provide mechanical strength to the plant. These have extremely thick walls and bear narrow lumen. These are dead cells. Dead cells means they lack protoplasm. Now the tracheids that resemble in structure with that of xylem fibers are called fiber tracheids. This is something important to learn. Xylem parenchyma, Xylem parenchyma, the last kind of cell that is present in xylem. These are living parenchymatous cells which are associated with xylem. Walls are very thin. In the other kinds of cells, in xylem cells, walls were thick, but in xylem parenchyma, walls are thin, and these are made up of cellulose. And another twist is xylem parenchyma is living, whereas another xylem cells were non-living, they were dead. Then serve the function of storage of food. Its main function is for the storage of food. It also helps in the lateral conduction of water and minerals. Now, what is perforation plate? It is present in vessels. This perforation plate is present in vessels. It's the region where the vessels are connected with another through a pore. They are not wholly connected, but they are connected with each other through a pore. It is formed at the end walls and constitutes pipe-like continuity of vessels lying one above the another. It is simple when the entire end wall dissolves and there is one opening. When there is only single opening and the entire end wall gets dissolved, so the upper cell and the lower cell is connected with each other through only one opening. But it is called multiple when it bears many pores or openings, when both the cells are connected through many pores and openings. Multiple perforation plates are of 3 types. It's again of 3 types. Scleriform. We can see here this A diagram. This is simple. This part, this is only a single opening. Okay, and these 3 are multiple perforation plates. So first is scleriform. That is, the pores are transversely elongated and arranged in a ladder-like fashion. This one, ladder-like fashion. Again, one above the another, ladder-like fashion. Reticulate, the polygonal pores are arranged in a net-like pattern. Here all the pores are polygonal in shape. That is, they have 4 sides. Ephedroid, many circular perforations lie scattered in perforation plate. This D1 diagram, it's all the pores are circular in formation. Depending upon the time of origin, xylem is of 2 types. On the time of origin, at what time they are originated, it is of 2 types, protoxylem and metaxylem. The first form xylem is protoxylem, where lignification starts before the completion of elongation, and in contrast, Metaxylem is the late formed xylem. And here lignification takes place after the completion of elongation. In protoxylem, it is first formed xylem and lignification starts before the completion of elongation, whereas metaxylem is the late formed xylem and the lignification takes place after the completion of elongation. In protoxylem, that is made up of tracheids, vessels, and xylem parenchyma. Whereas metaxylem, it is made up of larger tracheids and vessels, which can be either reticulates, calariform, or the pitted types. Again, xylems are divided on the basis of relative position of protoxylem and metaxylem, on the relative position of protoxylem and metaxylem. It's called exarch when the protoxylem lies towards the end of metaxylem as present in roots. And it's called endarch when protoxylem lies towards the center of axis as present in stems. Mesarch when protoxylem lies in the middle of metaxylem as present in ferns. Main function of xylem is conduction of water and mechanical strength. This is the diagram of protoxylem and metaxylem. Next, we will learn about another vascular conducting tissue, that is phloem. These phloem are also known as blast. Why these are known as blast? Because phloem fibers of some plants like jute, flax, and hemp are used for binding purposes and also used for making threads, ropes, and coarse material. Haberlandt called phloem as leptome. Now, what is Haberlandt here? Haberlandt is an Austrasian botanist which called phloem as leptome, and he also called xylem as hadrome. What is xylem? Hadrome. 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 These are xylem. And Haberlandt called phloem as leptome. It is specialized complex tissue and is mainly responsible for translocation of food. Its main function is of translocation of food. This is the longitudinal and cross section of phloem, in which all the cells of phloem are present. So the first type of cell present in phloem is sieve tubes. These are elongated tube-like cells. They are placed end to end. They are not placed one above another, but they are placed end to end. They have thin walls, larger lumen. Their transverse walls are oblique and perforated to constitute sieve plates. Means they have pore-like formation for the placement of sieve plates. Sieve plates are of again two types, simple and compound sieve plates. Simple sieve plates bears simple or single sieve area, whereas compound sieve plate bears more than one sieve area. Next, we have sieve cells. These cells are elongated and narrower, bear sieve pores. They have sieve pores, but sieve areas are not specialized and do not aggregate to form sieve plates. These are not specialized and do not form sieve plates. These are found in lower vascular plants and longer functioning period than sieve tube. Their functioning period is longer than sieve tubes. Next is phloem parenchyma. These are thin-walled and have living parenchymatous cells. These are absent in most of the monocots and herbaceous dicots. It contains cytoplasm and nucleus, stores food. Their function is to store food and show the presence of crystals, tannins, and mucilage, latex, etc. These can be present in the phloem parenchyma. Next is companion cells. These are specialized parenchymatous cells associated with sieve tubes, thin-walled and contain dense cytoplasm and prominent nuclei. Nuclei of companion cells control the metabolic activity of sieve tubes. The nuclei of companion cells control the metabolic activity of sieve tubes. The another point to be noted down here is that sieve tubes and companion cells are from the same mother cells. Let me repeat, sieve tubes and companion cells are from the same mother cells, and these are only and only present in angiosperm, but they are still present in gymnosperm. But when present in gymnosperm, they are known as albuminous cells, not companion cells, but albuminous cells. In gymnosperm, some special parenchyma cells associated to sieve tube are present that are called as albuminous cells. Protophlorium is the first formed phloem. As in xylem, we have learned about protoxylem, metaxylem. Same protophlorium and metaphlorium. Protophlorium is the first formed phloem, whereas metaphlorium is the late formed phloem. In protophlorium, sieve tubes are narrow, and during development of plant body, protophlorium gets crushed. In metaphlorium, it's late formed and wider and larger sieve tubes. Companion cells are absent in protophlorium but are present in metaphlorium. The phloem, which is formed from the procambial strands of shoot and root apex, represent the primary phloem. The phloem, which is formed from the procambial strands of shoot and root apex, represent the primary phloem. The phloem formed due to the activity of vascular cambium during the secondary growth is called as secondary phloem. These are the another kinds of phloem that we have learned. Another we have type of cells present in phloem is phloem fibers. Phloem we have learned are known as blast and fibers. So these are also called as blast fibers. And the primary phloem, absent or are very few in primary phloem. They are either absent or are present at the rate of negligibility in the primary phloem. And these are abundantly present in secondary phloem. That is, it has no limit in secondary phloem. These are made of thick-walled scleromatous cells, and their main function is the mechanical in function. Now let's get a small look at the difference between xylem and phloem. For mechanical support, xylem is responsible for mechanical support, whereas phloem is not a mechanical tissue at all. Conduction, xylem conducts water and minerals, whereas it conducts organic food only. Depth lies deeper in plant organs, is situated towards the outer sides. Means at the outer sides, phloem is present, whereas at the inner side, xylem is present. Structure made up of tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers, whereas phloem is made up of sieve tube members, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. Living or dead. In xylem, tracheids, vessels and xylem fibers are dead because protoplasm is absent. But xylem parenchyma is living. It is formed of living parenchymatous cells which has an association with xylem. In phloem, sieve tube members, companion cells, phloem parenchyma are living and only phloem membranes are dead. That's all for today. Thank you.